Paltrocast. How's your day going so far?
Great day. I'm out
Grocery
visiting
shopping.
LA for the week, which has been lovely. The weather's been really nice. It's great.
Now, before we ask about relevant stuff about your career, Curtis, it looks like a Beyonce painting behind you.
No, it's Patsy from
Oh, okay.
Absolutely fabulous. Nice.
this is
Oh, wow.
our
The
little, yeah,
legendary British sitcom.
exactly.
It looks like an
I'm
eye
staying.
patch.
I know, right? Well, it's her sunglasses.
Yeah.
I'm staying at a friend's house this week, so it's great.
You have good taste in friends. And behind you, Tom, I see a guitar. Most of the music that I'm familiar with that you've written is piano based. Do you also write on guitar?
I'm the lyricist, and that's just there for show. So yeah.
Yeah, I
Just
play a little
slurs.
guitar. I play a little guitar, but mostly I do my work on piano, or a lot of times when we're writing, I'll do just do it in voice first.
And I've been trying to teach to take some guitar lessons so I can at least talk to Curtis more efficiently about music stuff instead of just going, maybe it should just be a little more this, So
Right.
trying.
So I've seen other work of yours and heard other work of yours, but you both came on to my, what's the word, platform, what's the word, radar. You came onto my radar directly through Mrs. Maisel. And Mrs. Maisel is a show about comedy, yet when you really think about it, there's a lot of music in that show. There's the
Yeah.
hopefully award-winning industrial song that you guys penned. There's the Shy Baldwin stuff. Did you also did the Shy Baldwin stuff? All of it?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Anything that's original, we did. Yeah.
That fascinates me because those Shy Baldwin songs sound like actual hit songs. So I'm curious, and I don't know who the person originally asked this question to is, but who started those songs? Like, do they start with the lyrics? Do they start with the music?
It's interesting with when we did those songs, it's kind of, we really are true collaborators in the sense of those Shy Baldwin songs. When we got the assignment, it was a very strange assignment that there's anywhere between Sam Cooke and Johnny Mathis. We're like, wow, that's a big wide range. So Tom and I talked a little bit about it. He went away and wrote like 3 pages of just really fun hooks, just one line, including One Less Angel, or like No One Has to Know, or Bottle of Pop. And we were, and so then I took that, he wrote that like literally in like probably 2.5 hours after our first meeting for that assignment. I went away that weekend and just took all those hooks, and I just took my iPad recorder out and sung them into I just like wrote and sang all those hooks. We got together the next day and we went through them and decided, okay, which one of these do we like? We picked about 5 of them and then sort of expanded them together into about like a verse and a chorus to kind of, flesh them out.
Wow, that's how you remember it as well, Tom?
Yeah, absolutely. This is always the way we work. It's always passing it back and forth, and there's a lot of blackmail material on our phones.
Oh my God.
Singing into them, like I'll sing back stuff to him and he'll sing stuff back to me. And it's about finding the stuff that, with Shy Baldwin in particular, it was a lot about finding what felt effortless. So we wanted it to feel like the songs always existed. And so and that takes a lot of work. So we would keep singing these things back and forth to each other until it just felt like it just was there, like in the air.
Yeah, 100%. That's exactly the right way I put it too, Sean. We just really went back and forth with that kind of to do that. And one of our favorite moments, speaking of going back to what your original question thought was, when we went in to record Bottle of Pop with the Silver Bells, their Shy Baldwin's backup group, one of the singers, came up to us and said, "Oh my God, I spent all weekend on YouTube trying to find this, but we can't find the song." Like, well, you're not going to find it because it doesn't exist yet. You're singing it for the first time. So it was a fun little treat that people think like you did, that they've always existed. And that's kind of, Tom always says it really well. It's like, we've done our job right if it sounds like we haven't done anything at all. It's basically like it's always existed and that we are living in the world. You're not thinking about this stuff as new songwriting because we want to fit in. We want to, with all the other needle drops that Maisel does, we want to feel part of that world. And to bring up a little Alan Menken, Howard Ashman reference there, we want to feel part of that world, that we're authentic in that.
It reminds me in a good way. Did you ever see the movie Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story?
Yes.
Have you seen it?
I have not seen it.
Picture your typical Judd Apatow humor, but
Uh,
lampooning the Ray and Walk the Line biographies with the Naked Gun kind of slapstick humor. So the music's fantastic. The music's
Yeah.
totally serious and real. And you go, well, that's his early 60s R&B song, and that's his, that's his disco foray, etc. And the music, again, is serious, but the jokes are just everywhere in that film. It reminds me of that where it's authentic, the music that you did for Maisel. Now, for every one song we hear on, or here in an episode, I'm getting my prepositions mixed up.
It's all good.
How many did you write to get there? Is it like a 1 in 6?
it's really, I mean, it depends on what it is. Earlier, season 3, some of the Shy Baldwin stuff, we would write probably 3 or 4 for each one that got in. One of the hardest ones that we did was in season 4, which we did for the Harry Belafonte song. That was difficult because we were writing for an actual person that really existed, and we kept asking, why aren't we just using an actual Harry Belafonte song? So we wrote many, probably 7 or 8 or 9 songs, different versions of that, right, Tom?
Absolutely. Yeah. I was trying to find the thread the needle until Amy gave us this amazing note when she said, oh, no, it's not one of his hit songs. It's a song he's written as a gift to Shy Baldwin for his wedding. And once we kind of, oh, okay, we get it. This is a Best Man's Toast. And that opened up the door. But we have, if you ever need like more fake Harry Belafonte songs, just call us up, because we've got a trunk.
We've got a trunk full of them. This is true. We'll do the Harry Belafonte musical, but no, I mean, and then I think, then on the flip side of that, this last season, only for time reasons, Amy, when we got the assignment for the Trash musical, and actually all the songs in that episode 504, there's 3 musicals in that episode, including the Trash one. Yeah. It was really only about 3 weeks between the assignment and then when we recorded. So we didn't have time to write a lot of songs. Although there was probably, of those songs, of the 6 songs in that episode, we had to go back and rewrite, completely come up with new versions for 2 of them. Is that right, Tom? Or one of them? 1 or 2. There just wasn't time. And luckily, I think at that point, we had such a shorthand with Amy and Dan. We kind of knew what they wanted, and we could kind of come in, hopefully, with one big swing and get what they wanted. And we mostly did. I think we were probably about 80% there with our first ideas, which was great.
Thank the Lord.
Yes, thank the Lord, because we would have been like, there was no time.
Yes.
There was no time.
Wow. Because it's one of those things where you realize as you get older that the music that sounds really simple to you is actually the most complex music, but you've just heard it so many times and sung it so many times that it doesn't even seem prog, but it is. Now the Trash spectacular industrial musical thing, I can't imagine how much work that was. Any idea what the scripts that they got looked like? The actors on that show, for example, was it written and then they got it in the scripts, or did their scripts just go 8 minutes of music here?
Well, the thing is that the scripts are written very late. So we're working in collaboration with Amy during the process. And so the songs were done and put into the script before the actor saw, like we literally delivered it to the table read. And that was the first moment everything came together. And so it truly is a collaboration with Amy as she's writing the script. We got to talk through jokes, working through everything. And so that's the joy of working on that show, is that they care so much about the music and they want it to be integral to the script. So that's never, also, I think they're late with writing their scripts, let's be honest. And so everything's going to come together as we're working, and we get to have a say in what those things will be.
So when you get that episode where it really is 3 musicals in there, because we see, without spoiling anyone who hasn't seen it, there's other industrials going on, not just the Trash one, which, the average person isn't probably thinking, oh, 2 people wrote that. They're probably thinking, well, that is just, stock music from the time. No, you guys are so excellent. Take the compliment at creating time-oriented music. So when you get the thing of, hey, so you're going to need a few complex numbers for this one episode, did you have another project that you were working on the same time that got bumped?
Oh, we all have multiple projects we're working on at the same time. And yeah, we have when that comes, you sort of tell your friends and family and loved ones and project
Don't bother me.
coworkers, like, I'm gonna be gone for the next, like, give me 4 weeks here as we, yeah, it's intense. It is intense. You know,
Yeah.
you're in it. And this particular season of Maisel was really crazy because we actually wrote more music in this episode than the other 2 episodes combined, by a lot. I mean, we have songs in every single episode except for one, I think, this season. So just, you know, not only were we doing stuff for 504, that's kind of the most apparent ones because they're so forward, but we've written all the Gordon Ford music, all the stuff that the band plays there. We've written all the stuff in the strip music, strip club stuff. So, you know, we kind of go through and do a lot of that additional music that's in the show, that isn't needle drop.
Yeah.
Needle drop is not a term I've heard before. I thought I was up on my composer lingo, but you have taught me that new thing today. That's the first thing I've learned.
I mean, I've never worked on a show that doesn't have a score, and Maisel doesn't have a score. There's no score in Maisel. Dan and Amy Sherman-Palladino really have a strong opinion about
I
not
thought
letting,
about that before. That is definitely distinct.
It's
there's
all
no,
it's all songs from the era or things that they have tweaked a little bit, but it's all from the era stuff until we came on board because they wanted to tell more with music, and sometimes they just couldn't, you know, they had to have original music, but it's always songs. There's not a score.
Less is more. Well, the last question I have for both of you, and this could be a 5-second answer because you could go, well, we're under Hollywood Reporter and Variety embargoes and we can't say anything until the ink is dry. Or you might be the people that go, oh, look, it's on IMDb, etc. What's next? And I say that because, sure, you could retire. Okay, fine, whatever. But
if you're paying for it, I'm all for it, please.
But are we allowed to know what's next, where we can hear more of your music in the near future beyond the soundtrack from Maisel, which is pretty new?
I mean, next up, we've got a couple theater projects. We're going back to the stage with some, we're working with a production company on a new stage musical you should hear about soon. And then we will follow Amy anywhere. I mean, she led us to a big trash pile. Clearly, we're going to go anywhere with her. So we are definitely in talks with her about a new Amazon project. There's lots of stuff going on there, and hopefully we'll be able to bring more new music with her because, like we said, she is a joy to work with, and she's a musical theater baby. I mean, that's what she loves, and so we're going to always find projects with her.
100%.
Anything to add to that, Curtis? Like, oh, and you could see me Wednesday nights at this piano bar playing all your favorite.
I'm performing in the 14th Street subway. You can see me on the North platform.
The Marriott Airport Piano Lounge.
Yes, no. We're very lucky. We've got a lot of really fun things happening, and I hope, you know, any one of them, if they come to fruition, would be a dream. So I mean, you know, we're very, very happy with what we're up to, and we can't wait to do more. It's been such a joy working on Maisel and working with that team, that we're very, very sad to see it go, but we're also excited for new and exciting things.
The way that they ended Maisel, hey, who knows if we'll ever see a movie? Who knows if the daughter pops up with the thing? The son of Maisel gets a show. Fingers crossed that more comes with you folks involved. But I'm really glad to hear that the theatrical world, the streaming world, you're keeping busy. So thank you both for your time. The great art, the candor, teaching me what a needle drop is.
Absolutely. So great.
Paltrocast.